Okay. One second. I also missed this one. I am a psychopath, and one of my magic powers spot other sociopaths like Dylan, and I will expose him.
Let's put a percentage on it. When I was writing those comments,
Uh-huh.
I was 70% sure he was faking it. Now I'm down to 15, 20.
Wait. What happened? Wait, what happened? Did you have such a reversal once you're in here?
Well, Dylan has all these rainbow flag symbols in his videos, and you have it on your wall, you have it on your armband. Sometimes I've seen you wear a shirt, and then it turns out that you're putting your little dilly bar on a kitty cat, and it's just a little weird to me. And so
I saw Dylan go on a very ambitious first date with somebody that he met. I believe it was on Grindr.
Tinder.
You seemed affectionate, and it was obviously a date, and that was talked about openly. And this was another male
transfer from the mouth.
I did not. I guess I can't say that firsthand, but I'll say if this is a con, Dylan is really working this long con.
Okay, we're now at 5% that I don't believe you, okay? 95% that I believe you. Dylan, you are capable of doing this. You are conniving.
I'm conniving, but you have no evidence that I'm conniving.
I can just tell, Dylan. Come on. I know you, Dylan. See, you don't know me, but I've watched 100 hours of you, Dylan. I know your soul.
It is Thursday, and you know what that means. Another Dylan Burns stream. But this one is different, because it's sponsored by a YouTube commentator who has paid me $250 to come on to stream today and interrogate me on whether I faked my queerness for Twitch cred. And so I have gathered witnesses to my homosexuality, other streamers, and the person in question for a trial on the fake queer Dylan Burns, to discover once and for all if I like cock or not. Finally, the truth will come out. So, we will bring the people in and uncensor now.
She is not afraid to say it, and...
Hello. How's it going?
Is this Dylan Burns? The Dylan Burns?
This is the Dylan Burns, yes.
Wow, I am so honored to be here on my first stream ever. It only cost me $250. Did you tell your little chat about that yet?
You are a
I just introduced the stream basically. And also, Electro Retro, thank you for the $300. I appreciate that from chat. Now you can come on and question if I'm queer in this place if you want, since you beat him out by $50.
Wait, someone bet $300? They over...
Yeah, they just outbidded you.
Oh God!
Wow, it's a bidding race.
Yeah. Well, I offered you $50 earlier to do a audio check, but you're like, no.
Well, no, I don't know. I didn't see it. Sorry, I was doing stream setup and work. I had some filings to do before work. But I'm happy to have you here. We also have guest of the show and friend of the show, Chud Logic here, where this whole interaction started in your comment section, Chud.
Yeah, I thought, as it started with me, let's hope it ends with me too, if you know what I mean. Let's bring some peace to the situation,
Exactly. Okay, so I wanted to start by reading the YouTube comments that you left that started this interaction, so people could have the background to why exactly this is a segment on the show today. I think the real story here has never been talked about. Dylan faking his orientation for LGBT credentials, which we all know that the only way to get ahead in Twitch politics is to be LGBT. Can we talk about this? Crowdfund a lie detector test for Dylan?
Ooh, I'm still for that.
He'll still for that. Dylan faked being LGBT for BreadTube credentials, and then turns out he is banging the chick who tried to take out Dylan's competition. This all sounds like a sociopathic Machiavellian operation and would have worked if Dylan didn't have such low intelligence. But that's the story. If you have proof of previous boyfriends, send it to me. Are you afraid of the LGBT mob that you won't let speak? This is your reply to other people. How would you feel if I went on Twitch, wore a dress, and said I did dudes? Hot. And I gained all this LGBT cred, And then it comes out, I was straight the entire, and you put some dots here, so I assume you were gonna say time. So should Dylan lose credibility because he lied about his LGBT creds? No one is bringing an argument to convince me that Dylan isn't some sick Machiavellian liar who lies about his competition, his sexuality, anything for views. What next? He is lying about his politics? Where do you draw the line? When do you disown Dylan Burns? And then I responded simply, ask your dad if I'm queer. And then we continue to organize what we're doing right now in the class.
That was a good response by you, by the way. It kind of iced me a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So would you like to expand on exactly what you're saying here?
Yeah, it's a very simple concept. Do you know what stolen valor is, Dylan?
I'm familiar with stolen valor, yes.
Okay, so that's the angle I come at it with. You know, you're gonna try to say ooh, I'm anti rainbow flag people or LGBT. Like, no, this is about stolen valor. And when that big scandal came out, or whatever you want to call it,
mm-hmm.
I was a little perplexed. Dylan has all these rainbow flag symbols in his videos, and you have it on your wall, you have it on your armband. Sometimes I've seen you wear a shirt, and then it turns out that you're putting your little dilly bar on a kitty cat, and it's just a little weird to me. And so, if you bringing me on here really makes me think that you are, and I think I'm for now on I'm going to believe you, but I don't think it's wrong for me to call it out because I think it's not about being anti-LGBT or people's orientation or if they're confused in life. It's not about that. You're a very competent streamer. Let's just put that. You're the Vince McMahon of the Twitch politics space, right? And it's not. I don't put it past you to steal some valor for clout. I don't think there's anything wrong with me calling it out, and I think you manned up and had me come on the stream and say it to my face that I'm hoping that, yes, Brian, I am queer, and I'm going to let it go.
Okay. 1 second. I also missed this one. I am a psychopath, and one of my magic powers spot other sociopaths like Dylan, and I will expose him. So
yes, this is true.
So you're saying that if I was to present evidence of the fact that I am queer, that you would have to eat humble pie, so to speak. But currently, you believe that this is part of a larger Machiavellian plan by me and my brand to get credentials on the internet, and I would also assume possibly in my political career by pretending to be queer through stolen valor.
Are you denying that you do not get a head start in current day politics if you're queer?
I would say it doesn't really make sense in my particular community. While there are certain organizations that appreciate representation of queer people, if there was a industry in Prince George's County, it would be the megachurch. And there are still certain people in the community that feel less comfortable voting for a queer person. For example, I ran the campaign of our city's mayor, who was the first gay mayor of the city, and he has one opponent who runs against him every year just because he's gay, and they believe that the city needs to be a city run by God, and that by having a gay mayor, we're not doing that.
Well, yeah, that's probably true, huh? Interesting. But I don't think most of your power comes from local politics, Dylan. I think you have broad influence on the entire planet Earth.
So I was going to say, would you say that the influence, perhaps, rather than coming from the barrel of a gun, comes from the end of a cock?
Wait, I don't understand the question.
Well, what I mean is you're saying that Dylan is going, fake gay in order to get political power.
Yes. So
therefore, there's a common saying, political power comes from the barrel of a gun. And what you're saying is basically it comes from the end of a cock.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think Dylan is faking it. Let's put a percentage on it. When I was writing those comments, I was 70% sure he was faking it. Now I'm down to 15, 20.
Wait,
about
wait. What happened? Wait, what happened to have such a reversal once you're in here?
Well, you're having me on. Like I think if you have me on, then I think
Okay.
that kind of like you. It's like the poker hand that you're holding, right? This is a game of
Yes.
poker, right?
Yes.
And you know your cards, you know yourself. So, and I could tell in your voice that yes, you are pretty secure with that label, right?
Mhm.
So I'm reading you right now, and this is all I wanted. So yeah, I'm more than happy to let it go.
Well,
And I'll even apologize. Like, Dylan, I am so sorry for doubting you. Okay.
Wow.
oh.
I
Well,
don't even get to like be an expert.
Jake, I've called a witness to the stand. A close personal friend from my personal life, Mr. Jake Burdett, also a local Maryland activist. Jake, could you introduce yourself to the crowd today?
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Jake Burdett, fellow young Maryland activist. Met Dylan through the Gravel campaign, and I can testify firsthand as a expert witness on Dylan Burns' sexuality, if that is in question.
Wait, Jake Burdett. Just because you're my friend, I mean, I might have told you that I'm queer or gay, but I could have been manipulating too as well. Have you been witness to any of my homosexual activities?
I saw Dylan go on a very ambitious first date with somebody that he met. I believe it was on Grindr. Tinder. Sorry. Have to assume they were a male. I did meet them and spend the whole day. We went to a Street Beefs boxing match. Now I can't say like I saw you guys like make out or anything, but you seemed affectionate, and it was obviously a date, and that was talked about openly. And this was another male
transfer from the mouth.
I did not. I guess I can't say that firsthand, but I'll say if this is a con, Dylan is really working this long con and putting in a lot of effort, an impressive level.
So
yeah.
Besides being firsthand witness to me bringing out a Tinder date, now of course I could say like I could present a lot of evidence here to the court. I could present images of me engaging in sexual intercourse with men, but of course no one would expect me to do such a thing, and I would not want to violate the privacy of myself or other people. I could of course bring out men and show images of me on dates with men, but I also respect their privacy, so I have to of course require this first-hand witness testimony. Let me ask you, besides witnessing this date, have I ever talked about my sexuality to you before, or anything like that?
Yeah, quite extensively. I want to say I don't know for sure, but I think before you were out publicly, because I've known Dylan before he was a streamer. If I am a Dylan Burns hipster, to say that. So
so you would say that if the plan was to fake my sexuality or Twitch, but I was showing signs of said sexuality before Twitch, is that what you're saying?
Sorry, say that one more time.
If the plan was for me to fake my queerness for this platform, but I was showing these signs before I was on the platform.
Yeah, it doesn't, the conspiracy doesn't seem to make much sense. The only thing I can't say with certainty is that I can't say for certainty that Dylan is gay and not bisexual, but I know for a fact Dylan is attracted to men. That is indisputable. I can absolutely confirm that to be the case. That's not a put on at all. He is attracted to men.
Have you been, wait, one last question before cross-examination. Have I paid you in any way to be on today's program?
You have not paid me.
Okay.
Though I am demanding 80% of that $250 as an expert witness. I'm calling from a law office right now, ironically. So I know how this expert witness stuff works, man.
God damn it. Okay, cross-examination can commence.
So you know Dylan before he started streaming, is that right?
I did. Yeah, he was just Dylan was one of few. I'm 23 years old. This was probably like around 2019 or so. So I was like 20 years old. So there wasn't many people in the state as active as I was, in Maryland state politics. And what few young people there are, we all kind of know each other because there's not that many of us. And in 2019, I was a sophomore in college, and I was doing an internship at the Maryland General Assembly for state senator. And Dylan was a senior in high school because Dylan's 2 years younger than me, and he did a PAGE program.
Now, are you LGBT?
I mean, I guess like if you're really gonna force me, I would say maybe I would identify as questioning, but you know, for the most part, you know, I've lived my life as a straight person. I've never done anything with another male. So yeah, for most intents and purposes,
So wait, so
you'd say I'm straight.
So now you're questioning yourself too. So how does this work? Because when I turned like 12 years old, I knew what I was right away, and I didn't have any confusing thoughts. And this is a question for both Dylan and Jake. Like, oh, how are you guys still questioning yourselves? Like, I don't get it. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
So I can answer first. So if society says you're supposed to fit in a square hole, and then you do fit in said square hole, it's kind of easy there, isn't it? Right? If all media, if your parents, if general education for a decent amount, society largely, and the media you consume, like television shows and everything, says you're supposed to squint in this heteronormative square hole, and then you actually, so it appears you do, then it's a simple like 1-2 equation. It doesn't take a lot of thinking there. But let's say you don't fit in that square hole. Let's say you're a triangle or a circle. Then it can be a little bit more complicated. Even more so if you have people in your personal life or influences in your life, say religion or family members, who don't like the idea of you being a triangle or a circle instead of fitting in the heteronormative square hole. And so for a lot of queer people, since it's not as simple as the heteronormative male-female dichotomy, man with woman, woman with man, it can be a little bit more complicated, and it could take more time to figure it out. And there have been people who were homosexuals who didn't find out for years, decades even, until they were in their 50s and 60s, because they denied it their whole life they were queer, and they came into their queerness and left their wives of 30 and 40 years even. This stuff can go on for a very long time.
Yeah, and I suppose I could give an answer, though, if you want to respond to Dylan's first. Go for it. Okay, yeah, so I guess my, you know, as I said, I've only done stuff with women, so I've basically lived my life as a straight man. But I guess where the questioning comes, I mean, one, I would say, like, if you even have to question it at all, like, you know, and it's not like, as you said, you know, you just know deep down, and maybe at one point or certain points I thought that was the case for me as well. But I guess my little conspiracy theory here is that heteronormativity, as Dylan says, like, really does maybe influence people's sexuality, or at least what part of their sexuality that they're willing to openly embrace. And like, I guess my historical example to sort of support that is, like, you know, and I haven't fact checked this, so correct me if this is just a complete misnomer about history, but like, wasn't like basically like everybody in ancient Greece like bisexual, and just like dudes were fucking dudes all the time?
There was a lot of bro jobs going on at the time. That's true.
Yeah, and am I allowed to curse on this?
Yes.
Is this on Twitch or is this just Discord?
Twitch.
Okay. All right. So like, you know, I would say if you look back in history and there's a civilization where, you know, bisexuality was the norm, and then you fast forward a couple thousand years, and then you have a different society where everybody's like, ew, like, you know, being gay, like, that's weird, or that's funny, or whatever. Like, you know, what happened in those thousands of years? Did humans change biologically and we evolved so we're no longer like that? Or did society and societal norms change, and then that, you know, heteronormativity came about, so people are more repressive to that? So that's what I question myself, is like, maybe I would be more open to like doing something with the man or experimenting in that way, but it's just my own sort of internalized homophobia that's come about as a result of being raised in a heteronormative society, and that's made me not even open to experimenting with that. I don't really know, but I haven't tried, so I can't say for sure, oh, I don't like that. So that's why I don't write it off the table. But then, the fact that it's not just a gut feeling of like, no, that's why I identify as questioning, I guess would be my answer.
I feel like we're getting way off the point here. I feel this isn't about like what it is to be gay or how you question yourself or your coming of age story, I guess is what you would call it. The question that I'm trying to pose here is Dylan capable of doing a Machiavellian, weird, crazy scam job on the public to get some LGBT clout? I want to ask Chud Logic. Let's get Chud in here. Chud.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How many dicks you got to suck to be gay?
Yeah,
None.
Good question.
None.
Good question.
None.
Can I ask you a question though?
Okay.
If I could prove to you though that I have sucked penis, right? And it was something that I engaged in, then would that be enough evidence for you to basically get rid of all doubts?
You don't need to send that to me.
No. I wouldn't send you anything. I'm not saying that. I said if I was able to prove to you through something, then I didn't say it. I'm not sending you anything.
I guess. Yes, that would probably be 100% proof. But I don't.
That would. Well, that's great because I have another witness here, Synth.
Uh-oh.
How's it going, Synth? Synth, you're muted if you're trying to speak.
Before we get to Synth, I do have a question for Dylan. Dylan, are you 100% sure in your own sexuality, or are you still feeling that out? And like, are you, like, for example, do you identify as bisexual? Do you identify as fully gay, or what is your identity?
This is the thing. No matter what, I know I'm under the LGBTQ plus marker or whatever. Yeah. I just call myself queer because I don't. There's too many letters. Because I am attracted to men. I have engaged in sex with men. I've posted Grindr chats on Twitter before, which I guess I'll bring up on stream in a second. Here they are, for example. I have gone on dates with men and I found them enjoyable. I find many men in media to be attractive, and I've had sex with men and I've enjoyed it. So I know pretty positively that I am attracted to men. The question is, what is the percentage, kind of, right? Because I guess I'm still attracted to women. I knew that, and I talked about that openly before everything went down, by the way.
So Dylan, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Let me ask you a question. So let's accept. I accept that you've had sex with men.
Wait, how do you accept that, dude? No evidence has been presented.
Let's just say 100%.
Okay.
You gotta give them the videos. It's the only way.
Synth, can you? Is your mic working? Wow. This is some great technical work. Continue.
Maybe ask you a question while they try to figure out their mic. Now, let's say you married a woman, and 10 years later, are you still going to be hanging rainbow flags around your house? Like, at what point do you stop flying symbols that you like penis? This is what that symbol means. When you are living a straight life, like what, like.
Bride Dog, do you not know any straight people that have like rainbow flags still?
Yeah, I live in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, they're all over the place. It's called virtue signaling. Yes.
So the thing is, for me, you can fly a flag to signal support for the LGBTQ plus community. You don't even necessarily need to be part of it. But for me, if I was married to a woman, that would not change the fact that I was still attracted to men. I still found them attractive. Or that I could possibly engage in some homosexual activity, even if it was just a consumption of pornography.
And you would tell your wife this?
Any woman that I was with would 100% need to be comfortable with the fact that I'm attracted with men, yes.
Ooh.
Well, what was that sound?
Well, it's just that's not a traditional marriage. Like, I don't think if I was your wife, I would like you looking at a bunch of dudes doing each other in the butt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Bridge, number one, if you want to speculate about being my wife and fantasize about that, that's your business. But I don't think you would really know what it's like to be my wife, and I don't think I would want you as my wife.
Are you sure?
Bridge, do you think Do you think that like straight couples still watch porn? Because I think they do.
No,
Many do.
the thing is Dylan going into the other room away from his wife and then watching gay porn. That's a little weird.
I don't think it's weird. Wait, if you're telling me that if your partner or wife was not in the mood for something and you still wanted to like get relief, you would just like be like, I guess I just gotta wait until the day, right? You would know. I would go.
You're basically telling your wife that you're not attracted to her.
No, I'm not. How am I saying that? Wait, do you only find
Harry dudes?
I was going to say, do you think jerking off is gay?
No, that's completely different things, Chad. Nope. Nope.
How would me jerking off?
You are touching your dick.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How is me jerking off to men in gay pornography mean that I don't find my wife attractive? How does that work? If she's not in the mood and I want to go do that because I want to find relief, how does that mean that?
From the lens of like your community, like you guys are already like into this stuff, like poll Americans. Like let's do a general poll.
Wait, that's not how.
How would you phrase?
How would polling Americans prove if it's gay or not?
How would you phrase that question on a poll? By the way,
how I would phrase it, like, do you think a married man, it's okay for him to go in the other room away from his wife to watch gay porn? Is that gonna create?
Wait.
That's you're pivoting because originally it was that means you don't find your wife attractive. Now you're asking if it's okay morally, which are two separate things because people can jerk off to pornography of any type and still find their partner of any stripe attractive. People do it all the time.
Yeah, Bridge, what is the difference between, in this hypothetical scenario, Dylan, while he's married, going to jerk off to gay porn versus Dylan or anybody that's married going and leaving the room just jerking off to regular straight porn? Is there a moral difference there?
I guess there's not a moral difference there. It's the question is will Dylan participate in human contact with another male after he's been married? That's a question to ask him.
That's what that's up to the wife and what they're comfortable with.
Well,
you know?
my if you want my honest answer, I would most likely engage in a monogamous relationship of one person, but that does not remove the fact that I'm still sexually attracted to men and could still find men attractive. There are tons of married men who will see women that they find attractive and be like, oh, that woman's still attractive. It's not like all other women just out of nowhere stop being attractive because you married somebody.
Do you want children someday, Dylan?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're going to live a married, straight, like, adulthood.
Who knows that? Wait, how do we know that?
Well, I mean, if you want children and
not necessarily, I could adopt. That's an option that's made available to.
I feel like you're the type of person that wants your own.
And
DNA.
let's say I do. Is you don't think I could get a friend of mine or something like that to carry for me? Artificial insemination, modern technology is crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like you'd want the stay-at-home wife. You know what I mean?
You don't think you could have a stay-at-home femboy?
Or a nice Twitch streamer wife like Dylan and Pokimane or something.
Stop. But like, I could have a stay-at-home femboy. What's wrong with that?
I mean, I guess Dylan. I mean, I'm like I said, I've already signed off on the fact that yes, you are queer, and I guess you have like this whole court case with all these witnesses, but. The thing that I want to focus on.
I'm only a witness 10. I got 8 witnesses. Okay.
Oh, you got 8 witnesses.
We'll just stop at 2 then. We'll stop at 2.
But just let me say this.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Right there. You. I am starting a Patreon. I know you guys have been asking for it on the YouTube crowd for a while since. Usually it's just the Twitch people who could support me financially directly, but we're finally making a means for you guys to do so as well. And that's not all. You can support the #1 cyber terrorist, mover and shaker, Vince McMahon of Twitch politics. How? By donating to this Patreon and getting benefits like movie nights, special Discord roles, announcements at the end of the video of how much you have supported this war criminal DylanBurnsTV, and much, much more. Okay, not much more, okay? I only have limited means, but more than that, I can assure you. And if you support the Patreon, you will have my deep-hearted appreciation from the bottoms of my soul. that you are truly a mover and shaker. Thanks so much for your Patreon money in advance. I will use it to continue to fund the liberal elitist agenda.
Okay, we're now at 5% that I don't believe you, okay? 95% that I believe you. But just let me say this, Dylan. Do you know what happens to people who steal valor? They go to the same level of hell as child murderers, okay? So I just want to put that out there that if you were to commit this moral crime of stealing valor, you will burn like a child murderer. I just want to put that out.
Bride Dog, are you a part of the LGBT community?
No, I'm not, but I'm a supporter. That's why I care about stolen valor. Like, this is a serious...
Yeah.
Okay, let me pose this question. Is it bad to steal LGBT credentials? Like, is this crime that I'm speaking of a real crime in your guys' book? Or would you even care?
It depends on if you were honorably or dishonorably discharged from the LGBT forces, is my answer. But go on.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You do burn in. There's a special place in hell for people that do steal valor, right?
Look, I would agree that if anybody lies about them being gay, right, then like, okay, that's fair, fine, whatever, or them being queer or whatever. But the problem here is there's a lot of people who, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm 20 years old, so even if, let's say tomorrow I found out like, oh, I guess I'm no longer attracted to men, I guess all those other times I had sex with them and all of that was just like weird, whatever. But that's never gonna happen. But let's say it did. A young person coming into their sexuality is a tale as old as time, and I wouldn't want to put a stigma around the idea of somebody discovering themselves, and because if you do put a stigma around that, it's going to be pretty weird if you find yourself in a situation when while you were young or in any point in your life and you try to discover yourself, you find out that it was not as it seems, and then boom. I mean, for example, there have been a lot of people who said they were straight, and then a few years later finds out they weren't straight. Was that stolen valor?
No, I would agree with you that you are allowed to question your sexuality and go back and forth. I wasn't accusing you of that crime. I was accusing you of being super ultra competent and a psychopath. Like a
psychopath. That's another thing I would like to see justified.
Well, we can go into that later, yeah. But I don't believe that now. I really do honestly believe that you are coming to age. Okay, Dylan? I believe you. But I don't think it's bad for me to call it out. Like, I don't do this to every person I see on Twitter. I picked you out because I saw you as an ultra competent kind of scheming kind of guy, back room kind of guy making weird schemy deals, you know. I think that's who you are, Dylan. You are the Vince McMahon of the Twitch space, and I could see you are capable of doing this, okay? And I don't think it's wrong of me to... Yeah, you are capable.
This would need a hell of a cover-up.
Is Bride Dog also a Twitch streamer, or are you
just a random YouTube commentator?
Okay.
I'm a nobody.
So,
well, I've got I'd like to come on for my next debate and debate whether Vosh is attracted to child porn or not.
Stop.
Sorry to get you in some trouble with your friend there. Yeah.
Well, you know, Jake, you have a good one. I'm gonna have you head out, okay?
Yeah. All right. Good luck with the stream. Yeah. Case closed. Yeah. All right,
you have a good one. See you later. Oh boy. Okay. Well.
But yeah, Vosh is. Yeah, he is one of those.
No, I don't think so. But let's continue. So you do believe that I am engaged in some Machiavellian scheming, and you believed.
Yes. Do you believe you're the Vince McMahon of Twitch politics? Yes.
Okay. How? I mean, I am the Vince McMahon of Twitch politics. The question is, but I'm a Machiavellian schemer, the movers and shakers meme. You unironically believe the movers and shakers meme?
I didn't even know that was a meme, but yes. Yes, you are in the back room making deals. I know you made a deal with the guy, the prime number guy, to not talk about it, but yeah, that whole thing was Machiavellian. That's what brought my attention to you. Like, I love
how was it Machiavellian?
It was a beautiful scheme that.
How was it a scheme?
it was like the perfect story to destroy someone. Like, I mean, it was.
You believe that instead of which is the widely recognized story by basically all of the parties involved, parties with much deeper knowledge than you, that it was a million times of miscommunication and stuff that should have happened behind closed doors, and with actors like Samantha Banana saying that things happened that did not happen, like communications and telling people to stop. Instead of that, you believe that it was part of a grand plan of some sort.
Well, I mean, what is more entertaining to the chat, Dylan? Come on.
Well,
yes.
Okay. Do you have any evidence?
No, but it was just a little too weird.
I'm really on the ropes now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, listen, I'll tell you what the real Machiavellian play is. It's fucking a dude in the ass to pretend you're gay. You're not gay, but you just do it because you're trying to do it. And then you get all the points from being gay, but no one can question you because you fucked a dude in the ass.
True.
Right? I think that's probably
to be clear, Seth going to come in here and tell me that they were in the other room while I blew a dude. That to be clear, that was what they were going to come in here and say.
No, we don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to get all your witnesses. Like I said, I believe you.
Oh, and for all my Christian viewers, don't worry, I said grace beforehand. Okay, continue.
Wait, do you believe in God, Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So you do believe you're going to go to hell?
No, I don't believe I'm going to go to hell.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
So,
how about this question? Do you think it was out of line for me to accuse you of these crimes?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Were you hurt by it?
No, because I've gotten in more than you would think. And I just think it's kind of funny because I feel like when most people are in the situation you're in right now, it ends up falling apart in half the time you've paid for.
No, who's like the other person? Like is
the
like
the big other person is Big Papa Fascist that is very convinced that it was all this Machiavellian scheme.
And what about Mel, that weird Twitter person?
Hey, how's this, Mel? I think that they might have insinuated it once, but then they got a lot of shit for it and then maybe went back on it. I doubt they actually believe it.
And Big Papa Fascist, he's a piece of shit, right?
I don't know if I would say piece of shit. I think he hates me, and so since he hates me, he will pick up any spear or knife or dagger he can to throw at me, no matter how dull it is or meaningless or untrue.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, yeah, if you're a fascist, you probably think he's probably pretty based, I'd imagine. So it depends on your perspective.
And okay. And what do you think, Chud? Like, what do you think of this whole situation? Do you have any comments?
The situation, Chud.
Well, I mean, look, I have never seen. At the end of the day, here's the problem you've got, right? Because in all seriousness, you can be gay and never have sucked a dick or fucked a dude in the ass in your whole life, right? Because it's not about the action; it's about being attracted to men. Like, what if you're a virgin, but you like want to fuck a dude, but you can't for whatever reason? So even if you were to, I don't think there's any real way you can prove it either way. I think you've kind of got to take people at their word. That's my take on it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There's no way to prove anything. This is all in Dylan's mind. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's why I came on. Is I think the only way for me to know and for me to from now on to not make those comments anymore under videos is for Dylan to tell me to my face and me to hear his voice to say, like, I am queer. And I think there's nothing wrong with me doing that. Like, I paid $250 to do that, just so you know. So you can take that money, Dylan, and that's my I'm sorry money. You can buy yourself a new Xbox or whatever you kids are into, Pokemon cards. But yeah, I don't think there's any problem with me, questioning that. I think Dylan, you are capable of doing this. That's what I'm trying to prove. You are conniving. Are you muted?
Oh, I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm conniving, but you have no evidence that I'm conniving. You've said.
I can just tell, Dylan. Come on. I know. I know how you run your ship. I know you. I know there's a lot of back chatter in the back rooms. I know you, Dylan. I know I've watched. See, you don't know me, but I've watched like 100 hours of you, Dylan. Like I know your soul, and like I don't need proof.
I don't know if watching 100 hours of my content lets you into my soul. I cut a very certain person of myself to present on the internet, as in like you don't see me when I like scratch my balls and watch Netflix. You don't know my soul, no.
Well, what do you want to watch on Netflix?
I don't know. Been watching Peacemaker, but that's on Hulu.
What is your FICO score?
Okay, could you put that in Zoomer terms?
What is your credit score?
Oh, I have no clue.
Dylan, come on.
I'm not gonna give you my credit score, even if I did know it offhand,
Why wouldn't you?
because that seems pretty private information.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who has a bigger credit score, Destiny or Vouch?
I don't know. Probably Destiny.
That's what I was going to say too. Okay. I think people should put out their credit score more and we
How old are you?
flex. I'm 39.
Got you. Okay.
I think people should put their credit score out and you flex. Like, oh, look at my 820, you know? I think Destiny has like an 810. Vouch has like a 690. And I think Dylan, you have like a 680 because you don't know your credit score. So,
Who knows? I have zero clue.
well, why don't you go on your bank and look next time, okay? And then you can just message me, and then I won't tell anyone, okay?
I don't think I'll tell you my credit score, but thank you for the interest.
Okay. And so we got.
Could you tell me your
I'm seeing
social?
the
Could you tell me your social security number?
It ends with 67.
Wonderful.
So are you dating Kat right now? Kitty
Yes.
Cat? And she's like a BIPOC, right?
I don't really know anybody who uses that term. She's black.
I see people on Twitter use that term all the time.
What do you think of that term?
What do I think of that term?
Hmm.
It's very virtue signaling.
What about Latinx?
Even worse. I think we got. So here's what's coming for the left, guys. I'm just going to talk a little meta general. The chickens are coming home to roost on the nonsense you guys have been putting out for the last couple of years. So what happened is that Trump and the right wing, they became very despicable, right? And they lost all credibility. And that just let the left just run wild with all these crazy nonsense.
Would you say going around questioning people's sexuality is crazy nonsense?
Yes, it is crazy nonsense, but I wasn't questioning your coming of age sexuality. I was questioning that you're capable of.
Well, no. We can go back to the comments if you want.
I don't mess with people's coming of age story.
To be clear, you said that Dylan's faking his orientation for LGBT credentials. So you were saying that I'm not a real queer. That's what you were saying.
At one point, I did believe that, yes.
Okay.
No, I don't. But it wasn't. See, you're gonna try to twist this into me being anti-LGBT. I'm not that at all. I'm anti-stealing valor. There's a subtle difference that makes me not a bigot. Okay, and I'm trying to ride that line. I am not a bigot. I just want to put that out there in the.
I never called you a bigot.
Okay.
You're the one. I mean, I don't know if that's projection. You're the one saying I'm not a bigot.
Well, people in the comments like, you can't question people's sexuality. And like, yeah, generally you don't do that. But when there's a big star on Twitch, a big Twitch star like Dylan Burns, big Dilly Bar.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever, when you hear like a straight celebrity comes out as gay, have you ever been like, I don't know, Chief. I don't know. Have you ever been like, because I as far as I know, they were straight. And dropped the call.
This dude is
I can't think of a particular example, but yeah, there's some celebrities that I think they're just kind of virtue signaling. Yeah, I think we're allowed to dig into the personal lives of celebrities like yourself. Yeah.
So My question to you would be though, is there is a lot of benefits that come from from a person being straight politically. If I was running in Georgia, Mississippi, or Alabama, right?
I disagree.
Running in one of these states, and I didn't want to be, say, confrontational to a certain demographic of voter, being straight is something that would help me against being gay. There are people who will not vote for you because you're gay. We even saw there was footage during the Iowa primary of Iowa voters voting for Pete and with video rolling, and then they're like, wait, he's gay? Can I take my vote back?
No, I disagree. No, I disagree.
I can play you the footage if you want me to.
No. I agree with you. Like if you're running for a government position in the South, yeah, but you're not. You have nationwide influence, Dylan, and nationwide where the two West and East Coasts matter and have all the power. Being queer gives you a leg up, and you get more viewers in BreadTube or however you want to classify this if you have credentials. I will argue this all day. I think it's harder for a straight, like a Xander Hall, like he's like super straight, like, you know, it's going to be hard for him to climb up and get more viewers.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
As far as I know, the biggest political commentators in this country are not people who you would describe as queer. The most powerful politicians in this country are not people that you would describe as queer. The most powerful politicians in my state are not people who are described as queer. The most powerful people in my county are not people you would describe as queer. Yeah, the most powerful person that I know that represents my district is the mayor who I ran the campaign of. I don't understand the leg up this is giving me in a county that if it had an industry, it would be the megachurch.
Yeah. Talk to me in 20 years, Dylan. We're at the very beginning of the revolution.
Yeah, but I'm in politics right now. Why wouldn't I just come out in 20 years then? If that was the case.
Because you're buying it at the ground level. Like you in 20 years you'll be a lot bigger if you keep going.
And so I was sucking the cock at the ground level. So the time I was blowing all those dudes, it was part of this plan.
You have sowed the seeds, and yes, it will pay off. Yes, there is a monetary benefit.
Hey, I will say, I did do some work with some seed. I will say that.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I will argue this all day long. I think especially who is the major viewer on Twitch right now? It's like little kids. And when they grow up and they are able to vote, when this next Zoomer generation is able to vote, yes, you will see more LGBTQIA whatever candidates, and they will rightfully so get elected, right? We're waiting for the old people to die. That's what we're waiting for.
So you're saying that I slept with these people and tried to develop relationships with these people and all of that stuff to buy in at the ground level, so 20 years from now I could get political benefit. Is that the accusation?
At one point I did think that, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Or get views. I mean, maybe you didn't think that far ahead.
Okay.
Maybe, you know. But
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you have a mental disability?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I have probably plenty of them, Dylan. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. No, I'm a lunatic.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm here. I'm here questioning your sexuality, Dylan. Yeah, of course. I'm a lunatic. I have no filter.
Gotcha.
I will argue anything.
So, don't you think there's a lot of other ways I could have gotten influencer stuff than dedicating myself to sleeping with men or being with men and having to keep up this act with not only people publicly but also in my private life as well? If you were to quiz my past exes or my family members, they would all clearly tell you that I have an attraction to men. Was that? Yeah.
You're not understanding. I got what I want. I wanted you to tell me to my face that you are queer, and I believe you. Like
so now you believe me.
I believe you now, but at one point I did not. And the only way that I can get a straight answer from you is talking to you with my own voice and hearing it from my own earballs. Okay.
Got you.
So this is why I'm here. Yeah, I want to make everyone clear. I don't think you're faking it anymore. We're at 3% now. There's always a chance. But
So what's the percentage chance that Chud's faking everything as well?
well, he doesn't claim any credentials.
Chud, are you straight?
The only credentials I claim is slamming pussy on the regular.
Yeah, but how do you know he isn't faking that?
Well, you don't need to. Being straight's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, I could tell Chud. I could tell by his voice. Like, to be honest, let's get real here. Like, Dylan, you do have a gay voice, so that did throw me off. Like, it was a really hard decision to make when I was, deciding if you were gay or not. Like, you do have like the gay mannerisms.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's a gay voice?
Like, hello.
You're doing an impression of a gay voice. You go on.
Yeah. Like, Chud has a very masculine, like slamming pussy voice, and Dylan, you kind of have like maybe if you were gay, Dylan, maybe you would be the topper. Maybe that. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
I would be the topper. The topper.
Yeah. Well, what are you, Dylan? Are you the topper or the bottomer?
The topper or the bottomer? So honestly, I don't really think I have. I think the word you're looking for is flamboyant mannerisms.
You have like on a scale of 1 to 10 of being flamboyant and being not. You're like a 2 or a 3. Chud's like a 1 or a 0. You're like a 2 or 3, maybe even a 4, Dylan. You do have a little bit of the flamboyant. That's what threw me off. So now that I do believe that you do have some gayness in ya, girlfriend.
Wow. So, and the other part, you have 9 minutes left. So the other part is the Machiavellian level. So where's the Machiavellian level to all of this? Because you still believe I'm Machiavellian.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I think, yes.
But when I asked for like evidence of any of this, you were just like, I don't have any.
I mean, the very fact that you were throwing together this stream, and it takes a sociopath to take this kind of abuse from a YouTube commenter. Yes,
I don't know. I mean, it's $250.
Yeah, that's what a sociopath says. They just focus on the money. Yes, you are a sociopath.
Then everyone's a sociopath because people deal with abuse at their workplace all the time.
No.
Have you ever met somebody who works in the service industry?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them deal with a lot of fucking whack jobs, right? There's like 20 of you that walk into a Walmart every day that service workers have to deal with.
I still think you're very Machiavellian. I'm not going to take that back.
But you don't have anything for that.
I just know your personality. You can't prove these things. There's nothing here that we can prove. There's no.
So if I was to say I just know that you're like, if I was to say that I just know that you're like, I don't know, abusive in nature, you would just be like, I mean, like, these are things you do or do not know, you know? It wouldn't. Isn't that for like an accusation? Don't you usually require things like evidence?
Well, see, if you asked me a question, I answered. And yeah, I've been abusive before. Yeah, of course. I'm here on this stream, Dylan. Come on. So yeah, you see, you kind of dodge all my questions. Like,
I'm dodging them.
Would you consider yourself a sociopath or Machiavellian? A destiny type, let's say.
Thanks.
Oh, Uber Eats. Hello?
Hello?
Chud, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm just
I appreciate it.
just
Sorry guys,
listening.
I'm sick and that was somebody bringing me medicine. Okay, so.
Oh, hydrocodone.
Yeah, my ivermectin. So you asked if I'm. What was your question again?
Yeah, are you a sociopath? Are you a destiny type?
I'm not a sociopath.
Okay.
I have ADHD, and doctors have told me there's a high likelihood for PTSD. But besides that, I don't know of anything else.
I've got a question for you, Brian. It is Brian, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Brian. Yep.
Okay. So, given your assertion that being gay is a like a political advantage, assuming that being straight is, by that logic, maybe a disadvantage now, isn't it morally wrong to out someone for being straight?
The stealing valor. I think you're morally in the right if you think. If I had a 75% chance that Dylan was stealing Valor, then I should call it out. I should call it out, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think
Yeah,
that,
but the problem is you didn't really have anything to prove it, though.
Oh, well, you can't. It's something you can't prove.
Well, it is something you kind of can and can't prove, right?
And that's why I came on here to get some proof, and you've proved to me.
But the problem is you had no
doing
proof in the like opposite. So this was like if I was to like come out and claim that Pete Buttigieg was faking like everything and all this stuff and da da da.
And he could be, yes, he
Like,
could be.
I mean, I could find some stuff of like I have never been attracted to men. No, you need to like find something like substantive, to prove that.
Yeah, but sometimes, yeah, I mean, when I signed on to this conversation, I knew this was not going to go anywhere. Like, I was going to lose this debate or whatever you want to call it. Like, I knew I was going to lose. I just have the balls to do it, like everyone else kind of scatters and doesn't call you out. I will call you out, Dylan. And all I wanted was a straight answer from you, no pun intended. And you gave that to me, and now I'm going to stop. And like, I think there's nothing wrong with questioning people who are in power, and you are, Dylan, have a position of power.
So to be clear, you paid $250 and even offered $500 in order to come on stream, tell me, I think you're not gay. I say no. You're like, okay, never mind.
And also apologize. Yeah, I think it's money well spent. Because now I never have to worry about it again. Because it was bugging me, and I think it's bugging other people. I think there's a secret sect of your viewership that it's just in the back of their mind, and you know this, Dylan. It was bad Okay, it was bad optics, wasn't it, to have all these rainbow flags and then it comes out that he had a secret girlfriend? Wasn't that kind of bad optics, Dylan? You can't blame me.
Okay.
For
to be clear,
for taking this.
To be clear, bad optics. We weren't dating at the time, so it wasn't a secret girlfriend.
We were doing each other, Dylan.
Well, do you disclose everyone you have sex with? And I disclosed previously on multiple occasions that I still found women sexually attractive. I said that I simply call myself gay because stating to every single person, "Oh, I'm a homo romantic bisexual," sounds like some cringe Twitter shit, and so I just said that for simplicity's sake. So where was the secrecy on the attraction, sexual attraction to women?
I mean, you're absolutely right, but you can't see. I may be on this stream right now, but I guarantee there's a percentage of your audience that has always had this in the back of their head, and you can't blame them for it because you claim that you were straight up gay. Like, you never said you were bi. You said you were straight up gay.
Wait, to be clear, I have released multiple videos talking about the nuance of this, and it's even been on Destiny's channel. So hundreds of thousands of people have heard me talk about the nuance of this before. I just think a lot of people don't do the digging, and I don't think you did the digging.
I guess. Well, hopefully that this video will get put on Chud Logic's channel. He'll like drama cloud it, and then it will be set in stone that this will be the final time, right?
I guess so. Until Big Papa Fascist tweets about me again, yeah.
I mean, the right wing's never going to believe you, Dylan. I mean, they're just going to use that against you. So
would you say you're left wing?
I'd say right now I'm a little leaning right because I think the left is ridiculous. Oh, hello?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Did I leave? Okay. No, I'd say I lean a little bit right, but that's because the left is just ridiculous right now. I wish they would stop with their cringe Twitter shit, and I would be more left leaning.
Okay.
But right now, the most sane people are on the right. I mean, I'm just gonna tell that to you right now.
Got you. So you got 2 minutes left. What do you want to say for those last 2 minutes?
Well, I want to say officially that I apologize, Dylan. Okay, I'm so sorry, and I do believe you, and I validate you, and I just hope that you find yourself, and you have some beautiful babies, and So I think if I were to buy any stock in a YouTube channel, it would be Chud Logic's channel. I love his channel. Great content, great commentary, Chud. I love it.
Well,
And-
Chud, this is your audience.
Yeah. And I do love you too, Dylan. You said that I was not a fan of you. I am a fan of you, Dylan.
Ah.
Okay. But I just want to question daddy sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, usually when somebody says they're faking their sexuality and they're a sick, psychopathic, Machiavellian liar, that usually doesn't sound like fan speak.
Actually, no, because I'm a big fan of Vince McMahon.
Ah, gotcha.
I like the villain. I like the villain. I like the Dylan villain. I wanted you to be a villain, Dylan. Come on.
That's what everybody wants these days. Anyway, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to present my queer artifacts or anything. Well, but thank you for the money and the funny YouTube title. You have a pleasant day, okay?
Hey, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Chud, this is your audience.
Wait a second, though, right?
Yeah?
You're somehow managing to get these schizo posters to come on, and they're paying $250 for the privilege. I normally get them on for free.
By the way,
I'm
he
doing something
offered
wrong.
500, by the way. I said 250 because I thought it was too much.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus, how'd you do it? What's the secret?
Just if people hate you enough.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to remember that for future reference. Don't give anything away for free that someone's willing to pay for. That's
Yeah.
the key.
Then somebody else paid me $300 immediately to outbid him.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Who the fuck- Where are these viewers? Come to my stream and drop some money on me as well. Come on, guys. What are you doing? I'll do whatever you want.
just have another scandal,
what I mean?
okay? Say hello, kitten, to somebody else.
Okay, but like, I don't know. What scandal have you had recently that's led to this?
This was under the Big Papa Fascist Movers and Shakers video.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
of
he
course.
agreed with Big Papa Fascist, basically.
Okay, I got you.
He's the biggest. I think he's the biggest public figure who believes that I faked my sexuality.
I mean, I believe that there
This is
was
like a weird
another
new
streamer.
brand of homophobia. It's no longer I hate you for being gay. It's I hate you for faking being gay. This is a weird new brand of it.
Yeah, well, there's
Like we had Pepsi, now this is our cherry Pepsi.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that there was another streamer that spread these rumors previously. Got a girl's name,
Destiny.
right?
He said he joked about it in private. I don't know how much. I don't think he believes.
Right. Okay.
Anyway,
Well, yeah. Listen, I'll leave you to your stream. Thanks for having me on to, get to the bottom, if you like, of these allegations. Okay.
thank you. I appreciate it.
But yeah, good memes.
Great.
okay,
Redneck
okay.
might come on later to talk about this. That'll be a me.
Excellent. Good news.
Wonderful. You have a good one. Okay.
That's just what you need. Catch you later. Bye bye.
Catch you later.